Did you know that TYT now has a full audio network? On top of our existing lineup, this launch is gonna bring you brand new slate of podcasts, including Mouthy Messy Mandatory with Katie Anthony and Ronit Fanglass-Plank. Now that's a weekly show that discusses everything from family to really funny and fantastic women. To get more info on the show and the whole TYT audio network, visit tyt.com/audio.
Attorney General Jeff Sessions is frustrated that so many critics are comparing the zero tolerance policy of separating children from their parents who then get prosecuted for misdemeanors to Nazis and Nazi policy. He says that it's an exaggeration, and he defended himself while appearing on Laura Ingram's show. Take a look.
Nazi Germany, concentration camps, human rights violations. Laura Bush has weighed in, Michelle Obama, Rosalind Carter, got all the first ladies. Going back to Eleanor Roosevelt, she's apparently weighed in as well. General Sessions, what's going on here?
Well, it's a real exaggeration. Of course, in Nazi Germany, they were keeping the Jews from leaving the country, but this is a serious matter.
Real quick, he continues to say we need to think about it though, be rational and thoughtful about it. We want to allow asylum for people who qualify for it. Remember, he does not believe victims of gang violence or domestic abuse qualify. But people who want economic migration for their personal financial benefit and what they think is their family's benefit is not a basis for a claim of asylum. The vast majority of asylum seekers are fleeing terrible violence in their own countries.
Okay, let's break this down in 3 different ways. First of all, Laura Ingraham just gave you a softball and you whiffed. So you were supposed to say, it's an outrageous comparison. I am deeply offended. I think all the people who had family members who suffered in the Holocaust are deeply offended by this. It's a softball and you blew it. Instead of saying like the standard political spiel where you take the moral high ground, you said, well, I mean, they were trying to keep the Jews in the country. We're trying to keep these people outside the country. In other words, we're being just as mean, but we're doing it in the opposite direction where we don't even want them in the country. No, don't say that. Okay, and then the secondary problem with that is that it's not even true. The Germans said, no, we're moving the Jews out of the country, and a lot of the concentration camps were in the greater German Empire after the wars began in places like Poland. And they were saying, don't worry, Germans, we're taking these diseased animals outside of our country. Oops. So now let's get to point number 3, the most important one. Are the comparisons fair? Well, so of course, we're not doing what the Nazis did. There are no gas chambers, 13 million people haven't died. And so that should be clear to everybody. But I wanted to go back and see if I was remembering it wrong, because it seems like they're using a lot of similar language that the fascists in Germany used when they began their campaign against Jews and Roma and people in the LGBT community and all the other Poles, all the other people that they discriminated against. So I went to the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum website. And so here are a couple of quotes that I saw on there, and then I'll read you Donald Trump's quotes. So here's what the Holocaust Memorial Museum says. The Nazi regime did not limit distribution of propaganda linking Jews and vermin or disease to Germany. In occupied Poland, Nazi propaganda reinforced the policy of confining Jews to ghettos by portraying them as a health threat requiring quarantine. So reference to vermin who infest a place, and they needed to be put in a specific area and contained in that area, and that wasn't all. I found more. They went on to describe it this way: exploiting pre-existing images and stereotypes, Nazi propagandists portrayed Jews as an quote alien race that fed off the host nation, poisoned its culture, seized its economy, and enslaved its workers and farmers. Now, this is not stuff they wrote after the Trump administration. That's been on the website for a long, long time. So now let me read you Donald Trump's quotes. And this is from just this week. Here's a tweet. Democrats are the problem. They don't care about crime and want illegal immigrants, no matter how bad they may be, to pour into and infest our country. Like MS-13, they can't win on their terrible policies, so they view them as potential voters. So using the word infest to say that these immigrants are coming in and they're going to infest us with presumably disease and the crime that he has often talked about. Obviously, the very first press conference he had when announcing his presidency, he said they are criminals and rapists, and we have to do something about them. Here's another tweet from this week. He said, the people of Germany, interesting, are turning against their leadership as migration is rocking the already tenuous Berlin coalition. Crime in Germany is way up. That's not remotely true. We talked about that on the show yesterday. A big mistake, he continues, made all over Europe in allowing millions of people in who have so strongly and violently changed their culture. I mean, he literally is talking about how the Germans must protect their culture against the immigrants that are invading their culture. It's just nearly identical to what the fascists said, the Nazis said in the beginning of their regime and throughout their regime. Okay, so he also said early on, again, when he first started his campaign, quote, tremendous infectious disease is pouring across the border.
Jesus Christ.
The United States has become a dumping ground for Mexico and in fact, for many other parts of the world. And of course, you all know the word that right-wingers in this country have been using for a long time and Trump and his officials use. They call them illegal aliens, an alien race coming to infect us. Now, have they dehumanized them and called them animals? Well, take a look.
We have people coming into the country, or trying to come in. We're stopping a lot of them. But we're taking people out of the country. You wouldn't believe how bad these people are. These aren't people. These are animals. And we're taking them out of the country at a level and at a rate that's never happened before.
Saying that they're not even people. Fascism 101. Finally, I want to read from the Department of Homeland Security that put this edict into place this year. They said, an alien's receipt of public benefits comes at the taxpayer expense. An availability of public benefits may provide an incentive for aliens to immigrate to the United States. In other words, they're coming to seize our economy and take advantage of our current workers, and we cannot let these animals, these aliens that infest our country and take our resources. These are dangerous times. We saw how this started before, and here we are again. So I don't know where this leads, and I believe in America, and I believe we are strong enough to turn it back, but that's what we have to do. Because if it goes down this road, we know how it ends. It's not like they were subtle about their language. They didn't use code words, they used the same words. Don't let them finish this project. Don't let them go to the end of that road. We've got to take our country back, and we've got to fight for democracy and decency. 2 easy ways to follow the Young Turks. One is hit the subscribe button down below, then you're a TYT subscriber. And second is ring the bell. And when you do that on YouTube, you're notified of our videos.